Oh crap, I have that going. Hi! I was testing the reverb because it sounded funny. It sounded different. And I did not like it! Different is bad! Different is bad! Anyway. How is everybody doing? Hi. How many people are watching? Because I kind of want to go on a little dumb tangent. a little one. A little one. Hold on. We're going to go on a little dumb tangent. Back to
the virgin is the incel, involuntarily celibate, who never gets laid. He's like unable to get laid. He's very nerdy. He has terrible posture. And a Chad would be someone, and then I would be someone that would be considered a Chad, who is the exact opposite. Yeah.
But you sit online. Is that what she's saying? But you sit online all the time. But you. Oh my god, you're a Chad, but you sit online all the time. Like you're constantly online. Like you're not outside touching grass. Oh god.
I'm an internet Chad.
Okay.
So
She doesn't buy any of this. Hi Piglet. Hi K-Fly. Hi. It's okay.
Sorry, been me a lot of industry stuff came up.
Ooh. Yeah, I've been pretty busy myself, so. Let me raise my mic a bit. Yes. Oh my god. I'm peeking now. Because I
Chad is like a normie, like douche.
She doesn't buy anything. She doesn't buy anything he's selling. That is so funny. I'm an internet Chad. Okay. Somebody send her the video of him abusing the dog. Women love dogs even more than children. Women love dogs more than children. So if she sees what he did to that dog, and the way he lied about it, he shouldn't have lied about it. Just say, hey, I put a shock collar on my dog. It is what it is. Man, hairdressers I've talked. Yeah, the hairdressers I've talked to asked me if I was single. Oh, okay. They didn't ask if you were a Chad. They didn't ask that at all. Like you're an online internet Chad. Oh my god. What a loser. Did she just call him a normie? You can watch it again. It's very funny.
the virgin is the incel, involuntarily celibate, who never gets laid. He's like unable to get laid. He's very nerdy. He has terrible posture. And a Chad would be someone, and then I would be someone that would be considered a Chad, who is the exact opposite. Yeah. I'm an internet Chad.
Okay.
So
Chad is like a normie, like douche.
She's not. Oh, God. I'm a Chad. If you have to tell a girl you're a Chad, I don't know if you're a Chad. Oh, yeah, there it is. Any man who says I am a king is not your king. Yeah, you just know. Oh my god. Oh man. I'm a Chad, guys. I'm a Chad, and I told her I was a Chad. Why doesn't she believe me? Why doesn't she believe me? Oh my god. Anyway, other news. So, my mutual, Kusa, who makes, like, toys and dolls and stuff like that, he got fucked over by Flock, apparently. I would like to inform the public that after Kusa posted the Flock CEO's address, his account got locked.
Flock personally requested it to be taken down, citing privacy concerns. Lamau.
Are you fucking serious right now? Oh my god, the whole Flock situation is so fucking annoying, too. This motherfucker, this piece of shit garbage person trying to record it. First of all, are we gonna go on this? How many people are watching? Because I can't go on the tangent if there's like, okay, good. I don't want to reveal my power level to many people, but fuck this motherfucker. Fuck you, motherfucker. His address was leaked. Yeah, why not? Why not? My boss isn't here, right? Why not? Why not, dummy? You want everybody else's privacy to be invaded. You want people to compromise on their privacy, but you don't have to do shit. You can live in a gated community with your fucking switch cars every 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh boy, I got the cheese curds and the brewskis.
Ooh. I'd love some cheese curds right now. Yeah, if you have nothing to hide, then what are you so afraid of? Ha! Ha, bitch! Ha! Oh my god, they hacked his phones, his info, etc. They found he was using different guys. Yep, I saw that video. They hired a private investigator to follow him. I think that was Tyler Oliveira. Yeah. So stupid bitch. If I was an evil guy that wanted to put that sold cameras to the police for a surveillance state, I would never show my face. Are you serious? I'd never show my face. I'd hire an actor to portray me. I would never show my fucking face. Are you kidding? Careful, Sour. The CEO's gonna flock you up. That son of a bitch. I don't usually reveal my power level, but I will say this. I will say this because no one has brought this up, because the whole Flock thing, if you don't know, Flock is a camera system that is being sold to the police to basically survey people. They say it's to monitor car license plates. Do we believe this? Do we honestly believe this? No. It has the ability to track people. People. You know, originally, they were actually going to have it record sounds. And in Chicago, they had that. Wait, should we get popcorn out? Let's get some popcorn out. Originally, funny story. Back in my day, I don't know if they still have them. I haven't. Yeah, the Shot Spotter. Those don't really work that well. But they were supposed to have something like that on these, where it could record audio. But the backlash was so severe that they removed them. Now, do we believe them? Maybe, maybe not. But then they also said that we were never going to put them in the cameras to begin with, which I don't believe.
My work, and when he left for lunch, it was already down LMAO.
Well, fun
fact, they put one of these up by my work, and when I left for lunch, it was already down. Lamau.
Thank you, Glaive. Yes. Patriot took that shit down. My boss isn't here, right? I'm not supposed to encourage any kind of illegal activity. So, I'll just say, hypothetically, if that was real, Patriot! Although I don't think my boss would care. I'm just saying. He was born in the USSR. So I don't think he fucking cares. I don't think he cares. So I'm just gonna put it that way. So can we browse reciprocating saws on Home Depot? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I watched them put it up that morning, and then all of a sudden, whoops! Act of God. Act of God. Just... They didn't put it up right, probably. They didn't use duct tape. They didn't, listen to Red Green or some shit. I don't know. I will say... Okay, back to the thingy. So when they wanted to put the sound on them, you know how in Chicago they have those ones where it's like,
Oh, you hear a gunshot or a firework or whatever. It'll alert, blah, 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 blah.
these were worse. The sound that they wanted to alert the police to was a scream. I shit you not. It was a scream. You know what that means? Any scream from a kid, a woman, I don't know, a guy who screams, like any scream. A scream is easier to find out in the wild than a gunshot. And they wanted that. Women do be screaming, I know. So they wanted that, but they stopped because apparently when they do hear screaming, they also record other conversations within the certain radius. So that made people really pissed, and they were like, oh, well, we're not gonna fuck you that hard today. We'll fuck you a little bit. We'll fuck you a little bit. Shit, Rita. Oh, hi, it's Kittle.
Quiero Koromi.
Thank you for the raid. Oh my God. We're just talking about this guy who wants to surveil your entire country of America. Yeah. It's fantastic. I shouldn't be talking about this.
I will get in trouble.
But yes. Hello, Raiders. It is me. Hold on, I gotta do my stupid thing.
It is me, the evilest VTuber that ever VTubed.
Hi. I am evil. And I hope I broke your eardrums. I'm also a voice actor, so that makes me super evil. Have you seen how they are on Twitter? They're crazy. I hate when voice actors go,
I was the voice of your childhood.
it's kind of a bit pretentious, isn't it? Just saying. Kind of a bit pretentious. Just a little bit. How do you know I didn't watch, like, I don't know, Tex Avery shit or something? Maybe I didn't watch you. Maybe you're not my childhood. Maybe, whatever. Maybe I'm just being a bitch. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, man. My eyeball still hurts from the chili last night. I was cutting up a salsa. And, no. I rubbed it on my eye. And it still kind of burns.
But I'm a man.
And I don't have to worry about that. Like, straight. You guys are cute. Hi, welcome. Anyway, back to this. So, what was I talking about it for? No, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer about it. I might bring up the point on Twitter. That's where I'll bring it. Ah! How would we feel about doing a stream watching the documentary?
Just wait till the big roll, it'll go to your head.
I know. I hope it'll go to my head. And to my bank account. That's a Twitch sub alert. Yes, it is. And I don't know how or why I did that. But it's a bit too loud and it scares me every time. So... I think it's for anonymous stuff. Now what were we doing? Oh yeah, we were supposed to play Higurashi. Oh no. Oh no, people are reposting the address? Oh no, I can't. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no. Oh no. It's just, ugh. Are we gonna finish the chapter? Yes, we're gonna try. Are we almost done? Let's do it. Let's get out of here. I'll talk about this some other day. In fact, I might just watch the documentary. Maybe with the members? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know if I should.
I don't know if you're worthy. I don't know if you're worthy of me spilling my spaghetti everywhere.
I'm not really a reaction content kind of guy. I'm more of a yapper. You can't even browse the site without knitter. I thought you can't have knitter. I thought something happened with that. Oh man. But yeah, Kusa got hit. He's in another country, so I don't understand how he got hit. But okay. I guess he thought he was safe. He thought he was safe. Whatever. Speaking of Yappy, I finally got my plushie. Very cute. Yay! You got your plushie! Good. I'm very happy. You got that plushie. Thank you guys for sending me photos. Hold on, let me go over here for a bit. I'm gonna find the photo. I'm gonna find the photo.
I was sent a photo.
And most of the time you guys send me the photos on Discord. But I want to retweet them onto Twitter. So I can mog everybody else's plushie. I want to mog everybody else's plushie. Fuck your plushie. My plushie is superior. Look at that. Hold on, wrong one. Closer. Look at that. Look at that. I think he's there. You're a playboy now.
Get in the cage, kid!
You're a guinea pig now. You're a playboy. The plushie is very nice. I am very pleased with the quality. I am very pleased. So, hello, Sawa. What did I miss? You missed the Chad. He's a Chad, and he'll let you know. But I am truly a Chad, as I hit that Mari from behind. There. Okay. What were we doing? Oh yeah, Higurashi. Higurashi. I'm gonna close out of here. Bloop. Bloop. How do I open this? Everything is on a different game provider. To the game zone. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, wait. I don't want to play that. We already saw that. Continue. I can't remember where we left off, so... But I'll refresh as soon as I... Oh, if you want to see any of the past episodes, they're on YouTube. They're on a playlist. And, let me think. They're on YouTube on a playlist. I think it's just called Higurashi When They Cry. But it's like over 2 years of Higurashi When They Cry. So, yeah. Let's start the stretchy stretch.
Being in a valley surrounded by mountains, once the sun went down in Hinamizawa, it got dark quickly. Even if it was hot during the day, it cooled down quickly at night. The elderly people said goodbye to each other and left on their bicycles, on their motorcycles, or in their cars. Uncle Kimiyoshi waved them goodbye and started to head home himself. I called out to him.
君吉さん、
Kimiyoshi-san,
この後ご予定はありますか？
do you have any plans after this? I called him Kimiyoshi-san instead of Uncle Kimiyoshi. He stopped
いや、何もないよ。
No, I don't have anything planned.
うちへ寄ってもらえませんか？
Can you stop by my house?
お嬢さんが呼んでるのかい？
Does Oyu-san want to see me?
はい。
Hi, yes.
直接会って話したいことがあるんだとか。
She wants to talk to you about something in person.
じゃあやるかな。
Okay, I'll stop by. He's gone. Uncle Kimiyoshi arrived at the Sonozaki house. He often came to the house to have secret meetings with the hag, so he wasn't suspicious at all. I invited Uncle Kimiyoshi into the living room. I served him a cup of tea and told him I was going to fetch the hag. I left the room and killed some time down the hallway.
ばっちゃ、着替えたから来るそうです。
Granny will be here after she gets dressed.
ちょっと時間かかるかもです。
She might take a little while.
いやいや、
Oh, that's okay.
ゆっくり待ってるから。
I'll just wait. Uncle Kimiyoshi relaxed as he sipped his cup of tea.
Is it poisoned? Is it poisoned? I think it's poisoned.
I sat next to him.
多分、シオンの話じゃないかなと思います。
I think, she wants to talk to you about Shion.
うん。
I mentioned my name and watched for his reaction. Uncle Kimiyoshi looked so grim. I couldn't even tell if he heard me. I decided to continue speaking until he reacted in some way.
シオンは去年がありますからね。
You remember the incident from last year with Shion, yes?
北条家の人間なんかと懇意になるなんて。
爪を剥いで許してもらったんだったね。
She was forgiven after ripping out her nails, wasn't she?
ええ、
Yes,
3枚剥いで。
3 nails. Uncle Kimiyoshi folded his arms and thought for a while.
シオンちゃんは今は？
Where is Shion-chan now?
地下にいます。
In the basement.
様子はどうなんだい？
How is she doing? Uncle Kimiyoshi sounded worried. When I heard that, I felt relieved that Uncle Kimiyoshi was on my side. His anger in the assembly hall was just an act.
ずっと泣いていますよ。
She has been crying.
ミオンちゃん、
Shion-chan.
率直なところ、お嬢さんはシオンちゃんのことをどうするって言ってるんだ？
Tell me, what is Oryu-san going to do with Shion-chan?
具体的なことは聞いてません。
She hasn't told me any details.
ご存知と思いますけど、バッチャは怒りが度を超えると逆に無口になりますからね。
As you know, Granny becomes awfully quiet when she's truly furious.
西宮殿に入ったんだもんな。
Going into the ritual storehouse, huh?
Oh my
し
god.
かも自分とこの身内がな。
Furthermore, it's her own granddaughter.
そりゃそうだろうな。
That's a tough decision to make. Uncle Kimiyoshi thought that the hag must be unsure what to do with Shion.
おじいちゃんはシオンの処遇どうなると思います？
What do you think? What do you think will happen to Shion?
そりゃ爪3枚よりもっとむごいことになるだろうな。
Well, I'm sure it'll be far more than just 3 nails this time.
お嬢さんのことだから身内に甘くするってことはないと思う。
Knowing how Oryu-san is, she won't hold back just because it's her granddaughter.
むしろ身内だからこそ厳しく当たるだろうからな。
Actually, she might even be more harsh, especially because they're related.
何しろ西宮殿に入ったんですものね。
Yes, she did go into the ritual storehouse.
それは許されないことでしょうね。
That's not something that can be forgiven so easily.
さすがにな。
Indeed.
西宮殿はな。
Ay, Dios, todavía estamos en esa mazmorra de tortura.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Piglord, for 20. Estamos aquí en Hinimezawa. Arriba. Anyway.
Indeed. It's sacred after all.
でもシオンもかわいそうかもしれません。
But in a way, maybe it's not fair to Shion.
だってずっとひなみ沢から遠ざけられてきたんです。
She has been away from Hinamizawa, as you know.
最後伝の不可侵性は知ってはいたでしょうが、そこまでいけないことだという認識は多分なかったんでしょうから。
I'm sure she knew she wasn't supposed to trespass in the ritual storehouse, but maybe she didn't know how forbidden it was.
確かにシオンちゃんは不憫だよな。
Yes, that's true. Poor Shion-chan.
あたしかシオンか。
Other than the tattoo on my back,
背中の入れ墨を見る以外に
how could
私たちをどんな方法で区別できるというのですか？
you tell the difference between Shion and me?
何もない。
There isn't one.
ミオンとシオンなんて区別自体が何の意味もないのに。
There's no point in distinguishing between Mion and Shion in the first place.
Stretch.
Twins are proof of bad luck. One should be eliminated as soon as they are born. Such is the family precept. The hag actually put her hands around my neck right after I came out of the womb. That's how the story went, at least. In the end, the hag didn't kill me, but instead pretended I didn't exist. She forced herself to call one of us Mion and the other Shion. She adored Mion and hated Shion. My sister and I never understood why we had to go through that. We didn't care who was Mion or Shion. So one day, we came up with an idea. We decided to share the joy Mion experienced and the sadness Shion experienced. We often switched places. We were both Mion, and at the same time, we were both Shion. Adults around us try to put different clothes on us or style our hair differently so they can tell us apart. That was nonsense. No matter what they did to us, all we had to do was switch places, and nobody could tell us apart. Finally, they decided that we switched places because we were always together. On that day, Shion got to go to an amusement park. Since then, we've been separated.
ミオンちゃん
Mion-chan.
私にはシオンがどういう将軍になるか想像もつきません。
I can't even imagine what will happen to Shion.
そしてどんなことに決まっても意見できる立場にありません。
Whatever it is Granny decides to do, I'm not in a position to say anything about it.
バッチャは身内であればむしろ意見を聞かない人ですし。
She doesn't listen to her relatives.
そうだな。
You're right.
お嬢さんの悪いところだよ。
That's something Oria-san needs to work on.
シオンは園崎シオンでなければとっくに殺されていたことでしょう。
Hello, Twitchers. Xenomorphica. Hello, hola. ¿Cómo está? Anyway, we're here. I think she's poisoned his tea or something. She has to get rid of him. She has to get rid of a lot of people.
If Shion wasn't Shion Sonozaki, she would have been dead a long time ago.
死に準ずる罰が果たしてどのようなものか私には想像もつきません。
I can't even begin to imagine what kind of punishment might be equal to death.
殺されなかったにしたって多分一生日の光を見ることはできないでしょう。
Even if she wasn't killed, she'll probably never see the light of day again.
つまりは鬼隠しということかと。
In other words, she'll be demoned away.
ミオンちゃん、
Mion-chan,
シオンちゃんは反省してるんだろ？
does Shion-chan regret what she has done?
ええ。
Yes. In response, Uncle Kimiyoshi tapped my shoulder and then slapped his own chest. He smiled reliably.
大丈夫。
大丈夫。
シオンちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しなんかなるもんか。
Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she has done, she won't be demoned away.
君吉のおじいちゃんに任せ
Leave
な
it
さい。
to me.
本当に大丈夫なんですか？
Really?
そりゃあお嬢さんは私に意見されたら怒りはするだろうけどさ。
I'm sure Oryu-san will be furious to hear me say anything.
でもおじいちゃんは引かないよ。
But I won't give up.
シオンちゃんがしっかり反省してるんだから許してあげてほしいってちゃんと頼んでみせるから。
I'll explain to her that Shion-chan regrets what she has done, and I'll beg for her forgiveness.
Tears began to fall from my eyes. I knew it. Uncle Kimiyoshi was my ally after all. He said he would forgive Shion. He was my ally. I was so very happy.
本当に大丈夫でしょうか？
Are you sure?
去年の北条聡くんみたいに鬼隠しになっちゃったりしないでしょうか？
Are you sure she won't be demoned away? Like Satoshi Hojo-kun was last year? Uncle Kimiyoshi smiled reliably again and told me.
罰当たりの北条家の坊主ならいざ知れず、そのザッ家のシオンちゃんならきっと許してもらえるって。
There it is. There it is. He's gonna die.
He was a brat of the Hojo family. This is the Shion clan of the Sonozaki family we're talking about here. Of course she'll be forgiven.
Huh? I see, I see.
北条家の坊主って聡くんのことですか？
A brat of the Hojo family. Are you talking about Satoshi-kun?
去年の犠牲者の。
Last year's victim?
北条の連中は仕方な
Those
いさ。
Hojo people.
村を丸ごと売ろうとした売国と同然のやつらだ。
They are traders who tried to sell out the whole village.
そういうやつらなら鬼隠しだってありえるだろうけど。
Of
そりゃ
course.
北条
He
家だから
got
の
demoned
話
away. He was a Hojo after all.
Huh? I
北条家の
see.
連中は一族老頭みんな呪われて当然だ。
The Hojo people should all be cursed.
鬼隠しに遭うのはそういう連中なんだから。
Only people like them get demoned away.
だからシオンちゃんは大丈夫。
Shion-chan will be okay.
大丈夫なんだよ。
It won't happen to someone like her.
おじいちゃん。
Uncle.
でも聡くんは去年シオンがけじめをつけたから見逃してもらえることになったんじゃないの？
Didn't Shion take care of that for Satoshi-kun last year? Wasn't he supposed to be forgiven?
けじめ
Take care of what?
なんの？
What do you mean?
ほら爪を3枚剥いだじゃないですか。
Remember? 3 nails. She removed 3 of her nails.
笠井さん、吉郎おじさん、それから聡くんで3人分。
Kasai-san, Uncle Yoshiro, and then Satoshi-kun. 3 people.
3枚。
She removed 3 nails for 3 people.
え
Yes.
3枚ってそういう意味
So
だ
that's why it was 3 nails, huh?
Huh? What?
あの3枚はそういう意味じゃなかったんですか？
Wasn't that the significance of those 3 nails?
いやあったよ。
Yeah, you're right.
関わった人間が3人だから
There
3
were
枚
3
の爪
people
でけじめ
involved,
としたん
hence
だよ。
the 3 nails.
そう私も聞いてる。
I heard that too.
でも
But
でも
But what?
笠井さん、吉郎さん。
And it was her sister. It was her sister.
Kasai-san, Yoshiro-san,
それから
and
シオンちゃん
Shion-chan.
で3
That
枚だ
makes
と聞い
3.
てた
There
よ。
it is, done. They don't even consider Hojo people. They don't even consider him people.
What? What? Huh? What? Nani? I endured excruciating pain. The first one was my left pinky, then the ring finger, and then the middle finger.
Oh my god!
People held me down so I couldn't move. But I endured. I had to endure 3 nails. I didn't know which nail was for Satoshi-kun. My middle finger was for Satoshi-kun. If my middle finger was for Satoshi-kun, I'd have to endure until the middle finger was done so that Satoshi-kun would be forgiven. That's why I endured. Even Mion said afterwards, everything was forgiven. Huh? Mion, didn't you say Satoshi-kun was forgiven? Didn't you? That's what I heard.
Isn't that what we heard, Jet?
I think that's what I heard. Or did I? Huh? I felt the air move. There shouldn't have been a breeze in that room, but I felt it anyway. The cool air stroked the back of my neck. That was when my true self stood right behind me and nodded. Although there was no wind, my hair billowed. The burning wickedness buried deep inside my eyes became visible.
どうして北条聡君は鬼隠しにあったのでしょう。
Hello, anomalies. Hi, everybody. Let's get serious.
Why do you think Satoshi Hojo-kun got demoned away?
え
Why do you think... Do I have to repeat myself again for this stupid old man?
サトシ君のご両親は確かに村を売ろうとしました。
Satoshi-kun's parents did, in fact, try to sell out the village.
お社様のたたりがあったのは当然です。
They deserved the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
でも、サトシ君はその両親の子供であっただけ。
But Satoshi-kun was simply their son.
そのサトシ君にどんな罪が？
What has he done?
ミオンちゃん
Hey, Mion-chan.
サトシ君にどんな罪があったのかと尋ねています。
I'm asking you, what kind of crime Satoshi-kun committed?
あなたはさっき、罰当たりな北条家の坊主なら鬼隠しにあっても当然と言いました。
You said earlier that he deserved to be demoned away because he was born of the Hojo family.
鬼隠しにあっても当然な、どんな罪があったのかと聞いているのです。
What has he done to deserve being demoned away? Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say to the sudden question. He seemed dismayed.
聞かずともわかります。
I didn't hear her say it, but I know.
園崎お涼が決めたのです。
It was Oryu Sonozaki's decision.
お社様のたたりが及ぶのは、北条の姓を持つすべての人間と決めたから。
She decided that the curse of Oyashiro-sama would fall upon the Hojos.
待ってミオンちゃん
Wait, Mion-chan.
別にそういうことが決まってるわけじゃない。
決めたわけではないのですか？
Didn't she decide that?
そうだよ。そんなことを決めたことなんかない。
No, she didn't.
北条家にはお社様のたたりがいずれ下る。
The curse of Oyashiro-sama falling upon the Hojo
そうい
family.
う話をおぼろげにしたことはあっても、そんなにはっきりとしたことを言及したことは一度もないし。
I
誰
do
もして
remember
ないよ。
talking about something like that, but we never decided that. Nobody did.
ではさっきあなたが口にした北条の坊主ならいざ知れずという言葉は何を根拠に出たものなのですか？
Then why did you say because he was one of the Hojos earlier?
ごめんよミオンちゃん。
Sorry,
あ
Mion-chan.
れはその言い過ぎた
That
よ。
was,
謝る
you know, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
そういうことです。
That's just it.
北条家なら何があってもたたり。
That's just it. Anything that happens to the Hojo family is the curse.
北条の名を冠していればどうなろうが知ったことではないという、そういう考えが蔓延していることが問題なのです。
As long as someone has the Hojo name, nobody cares about what happens to that person. That idea has spread like a virus amongst all the villagers.
サトシ君に罪があろうがなかろうが、北条という姓があればそれで汚らわしい。
It didn't matter if Satoshi-kun did anything or not, because he was a Hojo. He was filthy.
そういう考えが蔓延していることが問題なのです。
That infection of an idea is the entire problem.
そしてあなたはその蔓延でいぶされた汚れた思考に汚染された迷信盲信。許せない。お前のような存在が許せない。お前のような奴がサトシ君たち一家を追い詰めて追い詰めてあんなにもすり減らして。サトシ君がかわいそう。本当にかわいそう。彼が何をしたの？
Holy shit!
北条であっただけ。
Let me go to the
それにどんな罪が罰がたたりが呪いがどうして降りかからねばならなかったのか。一体サトシ君に何の罪があったというのか。
She's going nuts. Hold on.
It didn't matter if Satoshi-kun did anything or not, because he was a Hojo, he was filthy. That infection of idea is the entire problem. And you all believed that idea. You couldn't even think straight anymore. I can't forgive you. I can't let someone like you exist. People like you cornered Satoshi-kun and his family. Poor Satoshi-kun. What has he done? He hasn't done anything. He was a Hojo, that's all. What kind of crime is that? Why did the curse fall upon him? What kind of crime has he committed?
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, he fell backward? Okay, so it must have been like...
Kimiyoshi's upper body bent backward and fell into the floor. That was that. I put my stun gun in my pocket.
ごめん、シオン。
Sorry, Shion.
今、なんて言った？
What was that you just said?
ゆうべ、高野さんと富武さんが死んだんだそうです。
Apparently, Takano-san and Tomitake-san died last night.
高野さんは焼死体で、
Takano-san was found burned to death.
富武さんは自殺みたいな感じで。
Tomitake-san was, well, it looked like a suicide.
今朝知ったんです。
I found out this morning.
お父さんが親類の人からの電話で話してるのを聞いて。
I heard my father talking to a relative on the phone about it. As I thought, Keiichi didn't know anything about what happened after the festival last night.
マスコミに報道されないのは当然なんです。
Of course, it's not getting reported by the media.
過去にそうだったから。
That's how it was in the past, too. Keiichi insisted that unless he heard about it on the news, it couldn't be real. But the investigations into the series of mysterious deaths are done in secret now. Of course, he didn't hear about it on the news.
村長とか、あと園崎家出身の金バッジが警察に思いっきり圧力をかけたんだって聞いてます。
I hear the mayor and several important politicians from the Sonozaki family put all the pressure they could on the police.
じゃあ、つまり、二人の死は秘密裏に処理されてしまったということか。
Don't I have a telephone one? Can I use it? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? It's this one. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. You mean... Oh!
Satoshi died due to a clerical error.
To a clerical error? Yes. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't roll a 20. I don't know.
No clue, baby.
Then you mean their deaths are going to be dealt with in total secrecy?
そういうことです。
That's how it is.
もちろん警察は捜査をしてますよ。
Of course, the police are still investigating.
でも秘匿捜査ということなので、捜査活動にはかなりの制限が加えられているそうです。
That's being performed in secret too, though. So I hear the investigation itself is very restricted in what it can and can't do.
これは事実上の捜査妨害と言えるでしょうね。
You could essentially say they're interfering with the police investigation.
信じられない。
I can't believe this.
人が死んだのに、それが公にされず、ひそやかに処理されるなんて。
People died, and yet they're dealing with everything in secret.
もっと噛み砕いて言うと、
If we break it down further,
綿流しの夜に誰が死んでも公にはならないということです。
it means that no matter who dies on the night of Watanagashi, it won't go public.
そんなバカな話があってたまるか。
That's the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever heard!
ケイちゃん、
Kei-chan,
私以前にお社様のたたりは村人が起こしてるかもしれないって言いましたよね。
remember how I said before that the villagers could be the ones carrying out Oyashiro-sama's curse?
つまりそういうことなんです。
That's what I mean.
このひなみ沢では毎年綿流しの夜にお社様のたたりということにして誰かを殺してもいい土壌がいつの間にか作り上げられているんです。
At some point, a tradition was created here in Hinamizawa, where every year you're allowed to kill someone on the night of the Watanagashi. Yes. That's the truth about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Oyashiro-sama's curse. On the day of the Watanagashi, 2 people will be killed. The perpetrators are using the curse of Oyashiro-sama as an excuse to kill one victim and make another disappear. That's why the curse of Oyashiro-sama takes place. That's what happens in Hinamizawa, and that's what happens with the curse. What Kimiyoshi said is all true. Infecting everyone with the idea that the enemy from the dam conflict deserved to die was the root of all of this. That was the system of vague commands used in the Sonozaki family, created by its head, Oryu. One thing that must be mentioned about the command system is that the person giving the orders and the one executing them didn't need to interact in any way. Though Oryu was the commander, she never gave actual orders. She only had to expect something to happen. Every single one of the family council members around her would want to satisfy that expectation if given the chance. They didn't have to be proactive about saying it or satisfying it. They could be passive too. But when the chance arose, anyone who knew Oryu's intentions could potentially become the one to execute her orders. Therefore, Oryu would never know who actually executed her order, and none of the relatives knew it either. But they all knew things would conclude just as Oryu wanted, and they could assume it was one of their own who did it for her. This passive support system was thoroughly effective, and it spread all over the village. Its ties became even tighter after the dam conflict. Anyone could be the one to execute Oryu's orders. Therefore, everyone supported each other. If someone did something, then the others would try to satisfy Oryu's expectation in different ways. For example, they'd come up with false evidence or otherwise passively interfere with an investigation. Even if they didn't know exactly who they were protecting, they'd still work to protect whoever it was. Yes. I finally figured out how it all worked. Phrased in a more organized manner, it would go as follows. The system of killing 2 people who were unwanted by the village each year required 3 elements. First, the first element was a region of solidarity. It was created during the long and unique history of Hinamizawa. The villagers' bonds became even tighter during the dam conflict. That was one of the conditions for this place to have a curse. It was an element that was already in the region, not one that could be created. The next element was having the same moral standards. This was a very important element, as the curse wouldn't have happened without it. Also, this element was created by Oryu Sonozaki herself, and that was why she could claim that the system was established by her own will. Having the same moral standards means that everyone, everywhere, acknowledges the same enemy. Even when everyone in the village joined together, it would be meaningless if they all didn't know exactly who the enemy was. During the dam conflict, Oryo Sonozaki made the identity of the enemy very clear to everyone. They couldn't just say that they were against the dam construction and that the government was their enemy. That wasn't clear enough. The government didn't really pinpoint who the enemy was. But Oryo made enemies out of the construction site itself, and therefore its manager. She chose targets that the villagers could see with their own eyes. They were clear and easy to understand. The villagers acknowledged that everyone at the dam construction site was their enemy, and that construction site manager was the enemy commander. Using the same method, she labeled one after another as an enemy of the village, practically cataloging a list of enemies to print into the villagers' minds. Earlier, I used the term infecting for this phenomenon. Those infected by this idea were the people unconsciously giving the orders to commit murder. When the infection spread across the village, when all of Hinamizawa's residents acknowledged the same enemy, that's when Hinamizawa itself became a murderer. Oryo combined these two elements, a solidarity region and having the same moral standards, then selected the enemy and spread that notion throughout the village. The law would normally have punished both the one who committed the crime and the one who gave the order. But Oryo's system didn't require an order at all. Oryo just had to become concerned about the enemy she had pre-selected. But that alone wouldn't cause the curse to take place. Oryo's concern was like a safety device, and even when the safety device was off, the curse wouldn't occur unless there was a finger to pull the trigger. The last necessary element was to set a date for execution, the night of Watanagashi, the night to venerate Oyashiro-sama, the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. On that night, the curse of Oyashiro-sama falls upon two enemies of the village, and they disappear. Everyone in the village acknowledged that as a fact. In other words, if the same incident took place on any of the other 364 nights of the year, it would be nothing other than a murder case. But if it happened on the night of Watanagashi, then it would transform into the curse of Oyashiro-sama. The idea that villagers are allowed to kill their enemies on the night of Watanagashi had infected them. The villagers were the cells of this huge creature called Hinamizawa, and each cell would be taught who the enemy was. The set date was basically a green light for whoever was in the best position to kill the enemy. That was the truth of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Therefore, the one who actually killed Satoshi-kun isn't my enemy. The one who set up this murderous system, and the one who named Satoshi-kun's family as the enemy, is my enemy. To use a broader definition, Hinamizawa itself and the very system of Oyashiro-sama's curse is the enemy. I already killed the hag, the one who designed the system. Kimiyoshi, the one whose job it was to infect the villagers of the system, was already in my hands. I just had to find out who else was involved, and how much. It was like pulling a weed while being very careful not to break its roots. I announced that Keiichi Marabara was one of the people who snuck into the shrine storage. I was certain that fact had already spread throughout the underside of the village. In other words, Keiichi Marabara was an object of the curse of Oyashiro-sama now.
You know what? That makes sense. Because remember when Keiichi Marabara was walking down the street? Remember that? He was walking down the street and he almost got run over by a truck-kun? Yeah, that must have been somebody who was like
given the order.
You know?
In other words, Keiichi Marabata was an object of the curse of Oyashiro-sama now.
You saying the truck was manned? Yes. Yes, Truck-kun was following orders.
Takano-san and Tomitake-san were found dead, having been killed in gruesome ways. That was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. In that case, they could demon away 2 more people as sacrifices to calm the anger of Oyashiro-sama. The set date for the curse was already over. But just like what happened to Satoshi-kun, demoning away was allowed a little extra time. Something would happen to Keiichi Marabata within a few days. I'd wait patiently, careful not to let my enemies simply take Keiichi Marabata, my bait. Keiichi had been yelling on the other end of the phone for some time. He kept yelling that he didn't want to go into the ritual storehouse to begin with. He claimed that he was simply invited by Takano-san and me. He shouldn't be in danger because of that, he said. He was feeling a sense of crisis and tension. This was going to work. The livelier the bait, the easier it is to spot.
Why the hell did you do that? I didn't have anything to do with this. What will you do? What are you going to do, damn it? How are you going to take responsibility for this? Huh? Hey, are you listening?
Shut up. I've heard enough of your pitiful tears. I hung up the phone. There was no point in talking to him when he got like that. Besides, I'd already achieved my goal, which was to make him realize the danger awaiting him. I took a deep breath, then called the house of the village chief.
Hey.
Is that Uncle Kimiyoshi? Didn't I have?
Hello?
Kimiyoshi desu.
Oh no, this is the residence.
Kimiyoshi desu.
園崎です。
This is Sonozaki.
どうです？
So?
村長さんは見つかりましたか？
Did you find the mayor?
Oh yeah, the mayor was
Mion-chan
missing.
Oh, it was her the whole time!
Oh, it's you, Mion-chan.
片っ端から電話をかけてみたけど、ダメだよ。
We've been calling everyone, but no luck.
見つからないんだ。
We can't find him.
参ったな。
I don't know who else to call.
どこで油売ってる
I
のかな。
wonder where he is.
こっちでも心当たりにいろいろと問い合わせましたけど、全然。
Zenzen. We've called a few places too, but nothing.
バッチャにも相談したんですが、青年団を招集して探し回った方がいいだろうということです。
I talked to Granny, and she says we should have the youth group look for him.
こんな時間にかい？
This time of day?
それに別に行方不明になったと決まったわけでもないし。
Besides, we aren't sure if he's really missing.
綿流しの直後ですから。
It's right after Watanagashi.
少し慎重に扱った方がいいとのことです。
She just thinks we should be cautious.
それでも見つからないなら、明朝警察に通報しましょう。
If the youth can't find him, then we should call the police first thing in the morning.
見つかる見つからないは別にして、痛くない腹を探られない方がいいでしょうから。
We'd rather not get the police involved unless we really have to, though.
おりょうさんがそう言ったのかい？
Did Oryo-san say that?
はい。
Hi. Yes.
直接声を聞かないと信用できないなら、電話
If
先に
you
出させ
don't
ます
believe
よ。
me, I'll have to get her on the phone.
いえ。
Oh no.
わかりました。
わかりました。
青年団を集めて探しましょう。
Okay, we'll gather the youth group and look for him.
それで見つからなけ
If
れ
they
ば
can't find him, we'll call the police in the morning.
青年団の連絡もよろしくお願いしますね。
Please call the leader of the youth group then.
私もバッチャの代行ということでそちらに参ります。
I'll be right over in Granny's place.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
すぐにみんなを集めます。
I'll get everyone together right away.
Okay.
では。
See you later. The youth group had gathered at the Furude Shrine. They were going to try to find the mayor. I also had to go in the absence of the hag. Just to be mean, I stopped by the underground torture room to let the mayor know that I was headed to the Furude Shrine to search for him. Incidentally, according to the tab on the keychain, this underground torture room was actually called the Underground Storehouse for Ritual Implements. This was the man who was yelling at whoever trespasses on the ritual storehouse. Yeah, this was the man who was yelling that whoever trespasses on the ritual storehouse should be killed. Although it was an underground ritual storehouse, he was there now, atoning for what he had done. It was pretty ironic. Maybe I was the only one who felt that way, though.
君吉のおじいちゃん
How are you
お具合はい
doing,
かが
Uncle
ですか
Kimiyoshi? Clink. Kimiyoshi didn't say a word, but he made a noise with the chain.
今ね村中でおじいちゃんの姿が見えなくなったって大騒ぎしてますよ
Everyone is making such a fuss because they can't find you.
おじいちゃんの家から相談が来たので青年団を招集して捜索を行うことにしました
Your family called me, so I suggested they gather the youth group to look for you.
これから行ってくるところです
I'm heading over there now. Was this mean or what? Kimiyoshi could only make a noise with the chain. He couldn't even express any emotion other than anguish.
鎖少し長くしてあげましょうか
Oh, is the chain too short?
私の質問にちゃんと答えてくれるたびにそうですね
Why don't I make it
鎖の輪っか
longer every time you
一個分
give
長く
me
してあ
an
げます
answer to a question?
あと3個も長くなればだいぶ楽になると思うんですけどね
If it's even a little longer, you'll feel better. Kimiyoshi's hands were tied behind his back with a tight wire. He was wearing a leather collar with a chain that was strapped tightly around his neck, too. The collar's chain was on a pulley attached to the ceiling, with the chain pulling him upward toward it. The chain was very short and pulled very tight. Kimiyoshi had to stand on his tiptoes to be able to breathe. He had been like that for almost an hour already. He was already exhausted. If I left him overnight, he'd probably end up hanging himself.
さっきは知らないと言われましたけど
You told me earlier that you didn't
も
know.
う一回尋ねます
But I'll ask you one more time.
北条聡君について知っていることを教えてください
Please, tell me anything you know about Satoshi Hojo-kun.
ああごめんなさ
Oh, sorry.
い喋りたくても喋れません
Can't even talk, can you?
じゃあ私とおしゃべりの間だけちょっと緩めましょう
I'll loosen the chain a little while. I'll loosen the chain a little while we chat then. I pulled the pulley just a little to loosen the chain that was pulling on Kimiyoshi's neck. Kimiyoshi's heels finally touched the ground, relieving the pressure on his muscles.
知らないんだよシオンちゃん
I really don't know, Shion-chan.
本当に知らないんだ
I really don't.
サトシ君が生きてるのか死んでるのかそれすらも
Don't you even know if he's dead or alive?
おじいちゃんは本当に何も知らないんだよ
I really don't know anything.
ま、ひなみ沢のたたりのシステムはそういう部分で機密性を保持していますからね
Well, I guess that's just how the cursed system of Hinamizawa works.
おじいちゃんが知らないというのもありえなくはないことです
It's possible you really don't know anything.
なら聞き方を変えます
Okay, then I'll change the question.
サトシ君がどうなってるのか君吉家当主の立場でご意見を伺いたいです
As the head of the Kimiyoshi family, I would like you to tell me what you think has happened to Satoshi-kun.
What was that?
サトシ君は生きてる
Is Satoshi-kun dead
死んでる
or alive? Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say. If he said he didn't know, I'd tighten the chain and leave the room. That would be like a death sentence for him. But all I said was that I wanted him to speak as the head of the Kimiyoshi family. I didn't ask him to tell the truth. But he didn't know what to say to avoid souring my mood and to get me to loosen the chains around him. He was obviously trying to figure out how to make me extend the chain.
生きてるんじゃないかって噂を聞いたことがある
I've heard a rumor that he may be alive.
ああ新幹線で東京にってやつですね
Ah, about him going to Tokyo on a bullet train, right?
警察が 東京で姿を見たというようなのを聞いた覚えが。
The police has seen him in Tokyo or something like that.
Oishi had told me that Satoshi-kun had been witnessed getting on a bullet train heading to Tokyo at Nagoya Station. But the police didn't know if that really happened or what became of Satoshi-kun after that. Therefore, this was simply a random assertion of Kimiyoshi's.
ねえ、君吉家の当主様?
Hey, hey, head of the Kimiyoshi family.
呪われた一族、北条家の人間をわざわざ失踪なんていう凝った消し方をしていて、わざわざ生かしておくのにどんな理由があるんです？
Hey, head of the Kimiyoshi family. What would be... Nani? Did something happen? I heard a bling. Hey, head of the Kimiyoshi family. What would be the point in letting one of the cursed family members live after going through the trouble of making him disappear?
ないんじゃないですか?
I don't think there's any reason for that.
Yeah, that's his only
それに、その東京で警察が見たという情報ソースを教えてください。
Besides, who gave you this information?
私は大石と一時期連絡を密にしていましたが、そんなのは聞いたことないです。
I was in close contact with Oishi for a while, but he never mentioned it to me.
おじいちゃん、
Uncle?
私の機嫌を取ろうとしていい加減なことを言ったなら、かえって怒っちゃいますよ。
If you're just saying that to make me happy, it's not going to work. You know that, don't you? I reached for the pulley controlling the chains around Kimiyoshi, and that act alone sent him panicking as he feared them tightening once more.
ごめんよ。
So sorry.
別に
I'm not trying to make you angry,
怒らせよう
Shion-chan.
なんてつもりはない
I'm
から。
sorry.
私、ご機嫌取りの話なら聞きたくないんで。
I don't have time for this.
君吉のおじいちゃんに、サトシ君のことを調べる協力をお願いしてるだけなんです。
I'm simply asking you to help me look for Satoshi-kun. That's all.
わかってる。ちゃんと真面目に考えるから。
Thank you, Vidcock. That's a fantastic quote. Has anybody done that on Choicer Voicer yet? No, they can't do Shockmaster either, because that's not really a good line. But it's a funny fucking video. Now I think about it. Is that one? And the Shockmaster! Ah! Do all Choicer Voicers get taken down? Do all Choicer Voicers? If they do, then I might be tempted to. Oh, well. Well, anyway.
I know. I know that. I'll answer you.
I took my hand off the pulley. Seeing that, Kimiyoshi began making loud groaning noises to try and show he was thinking hard.
ズバリ、
Be frank with me.
生きていると思いますか?
Do you think he is alive?
死んでいると思いますか?
Or dead?
生きてると考えるのは難しいんじゃないかと思う。
3 years of Sawa. What a well spent
3
100
years
or
of
so.
Sawa. What a well spent 100 or so.
I know. I'm sorry.
I think you shouldn't think he is alive.
ですよね。
That figures.
生かしておくことで伴う膨大なリスクを負う意味ないですもんね。
There was no point in letting him live, right?
私だって同感ですし。
I agree with you. I really didn't mean anything too deep by it, but what I said truly scared Kimiyoshi.
警察は、おば殺しの犯人がサトシ君で、サトコの誕生日プレゼントを買うために貯めてた貯金で逃亡したと、そう考えてました。
The police think he ran, using the money he saved to buy Satoko's birthday present because he was the main suspect in his aunt's murder.
この辺、どう思います?
What do you think about that?
でも その犯人は確か麻薬中毒の危ないやつだと聞いたよ。
Well, I heard the culprit was some kind of a drug addict.
あれ、どう思います？
What do you think about that?
私は私がこう言うのも変だけど、サトシ君がおば殺しの犯人だって信じてるんですよ。
Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I believe Satoshi-kun is the culprit.
あいつは例えばばあさんあたりに買収されて仕立て上げられた身代わりじゃないかと思うんですけど。
The drug addict was probably a decoy Grandma arranged.
それはおじいちゃんも思ってたよ。
I've suspected as much.
突然ひょっこりと真犯人でしたなんて
That
言わ
guy
れて
appeared out of nowhere.
腑に落ちなかった。
I didn't understand it at the time.
やっぱり身代わり？
So, he was a decoy.
多分そうじゃないかと思うよ。
I'm pretty sure.
何のためにだと思います？
Why do you think that, though?
警察はサトシ君が犯人だと思って捜査を進めてたんだよね。
The police were investigating the case, and Satoshi-kun was their primary suspect, wasn't he?
サトシ君を鬼隠しということで失踪させておきたいと思うなら、
If he was going to be demoned
警
away.
察の捜査がいつまでも続くのは面白くなかったんじゃないかな。
She didn't want the police to continue the investigation, I guess.
What Kimiyoshi just said is very interesting. It is very interesting because that implies they're planning ahead. He's perfectly correct. He's right.
So if he already had eyes on him from the police, she couldn't get her hands on him. Yeah, so they put a druggie as the fall guy.
If the police continued their investigation, it would complicate things for whoever demoned away Satoshi-kun.
Oh, they're racing.
Therefore, the hag came up with a decoy in order to bring an end to the investigation.
でも、そんな犯人のでっち上げなんてそうそう簡単にできることじゃないですよ。
But fabricating a suspect can't be that easy. Don't you agree?
お嬢さん以外にはできないよ。
The only person who can do things like that
そんなことは。
is Oryu-san.
ばあさんが裏の世界で相当の力を持ってるというのは私も知ってはいますけど。
I know Grandma was very powerful in the underside of Hinamizawa.
そんなにもあったんですね。
But I never knew she was that powerful.
シオンちゃんだっていろいろとダム戦争の頃から噂は聞いてるだろうし、中には実際に直接聞いたものもあるんじゃないかい？
I'm sure you heard quite a few rumors during the dam conflict. Didn't you also hear things directly?
During the dam protests, I actually saw them issuing orders to my relatives. Destroy their heavy machinery. Or, can we set up a checkpoint to blockade their construction vehicles? They set free their commands from the police by coming up with alibis, destroying or forging evidence. I had seen relatives do those things, as well as the hag calling in counselors to the house to protest. As a child, I was pretty impressed. But when I thought back, it was more than that. She was truly the mastermind who controlled the underside of the world.
シオンちゃんだって建設省の幹部の息子、あ
You
れの
heard
誘
about
拐
the
事件の
kidnapping
話は
case
知っ
of the
てるだろ
grandson of the Minister of Construction, right?
あれって
That was the
やっぱ誘
last
拐だったんです
chapter.
か？
I think, yes.
So it was really a kidnapping, huh?
孫が鬼隠しになって高津戸だか矢口だかの山奥で見つかったって話は知ってたんですけどね。
I heard the grandson was demoned away and then found in the middle of the mountains in Takutsudo or Yagochi.
あれはお嬢さんの指図によるものだよ。
That was at Oyashiro-san's command.
ダム工事の中止の約束
We
が
feel that
取り付け
member
られたん
message
で
have probably
孫
spent
を
those
釈
time
放したっ
gifted
ていう
membership
のは
over the years.
おじいちゃん
For
た
a
ち
not so evil
旧
with
同
the
盟の
same
幹部
Bernie
なら
Sanders
みん
joke.
な知ってる。
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. For how many years? How many years? No refunds. Maybe I should make that a sticker. Oh, that's... Hold on. No refund sticker. I gotta talk to my boss about that. Okay. Thank you for the dono, McCock. Let's see, where are we? Oh, it's been 3 or 4 years. Oh my gosh. I feel like, Can I graduate? Is this a time where I should graduate? I think that's like 5 years. I think everybody graduates in like 5 years, right? My boss will get a fucking heart attack. I could graduate if I wanted to. Bye-bye, everyone. You still in... You still in school? I haven't been in school for 15 years, dude. Sorry. I'm old. Oh my god. You still in school? No, but I can get a job. That's a job. You know? I can oh, you're joking? Okay, good. I was gonna laugh.
That's a good joke.
For some reason. I was like, yeah, I haven't been there 15, and
I haven't been back in college 15 years ago.
Things are so different. So different now. Oh, well. I was there at the height of, like... Not at the height, but, like, at the introduction of, weird women with crazy hair. That's when I left. I graduated. I didn't have to see all that shit. Like, you guys probably had to see all that shit. Anyway, where was I? 10 years for you, yeah. You know, didn't you understand? Yeah. Hex, I didn't have that. I left before that. I think... Yeah, I actually left before that. That crazy chick with her rape mattress? Yeah, I left before that. So, yeah. Anyway, where were we? Oh.
That was at Oryu-san's command. The minister promised to stop the dam construction and the grandson was released. All the top people in the ex-guardians knew that.
身近にいすぎて私がよく分かってなかっただけで。
I guess I was right in the middle of it when it was happening, but I didn't notice.
やっぱりばあさんとか御三家とか旧同盟って大したもんだったんですね。
The hag, the 3 families, and the ex-guardians are truly magnificent, huh?
怖い怖い。
How terrifying! Kimiyoshi finally realized the situation he was in, and he was answering my questions. That made me happy, but... The more Kimiyoshi told me the truth, the more I realized Satoshi-kun really was dead. Yeah, that made me very sad.
サトシ君を鬼隠しにした実行犯は誰だと思います？
Who actually demoned away Satoshi-kun?
わからないよ。
わからないよ。I don't know.
それに誰が実際にやったかは問わないのが不分律だったから。
You were never to ask who actually executed Oryu-san's orders.
He was right. That was how the system worked. And so, that was a bad question.
誰がやったにせよ、大したものですよね。
Whoever it was did a great job.
だって、人を殺して死体も出てこないなんて、 結構簡単なことじゃないんじゃないですか？
Because his body hasn't been found. That's not easy.
誰が殺したかは別にして。
Putting aside who actually killed him.
例えば、死体の処理をお嬢さんが手伝ったという可能性は考
It
えられ
is
るよ。
possible Oyu-san has helped get rid of the body.
今いるここの奥に死体を捨てるための井戸があることは知ってるだろう。
You know about the well farther down from here. The one used to dump bodies, don't you?
ああ、確かに。
Yeah, I do.
どこかの山中に埋めるくらいなら、ここの井戸に捨てる方が絶対に安全ですもんね。
It's a lot safer to dump a body in a well than to bury it. Is it bury or bury? I think it's bury. Than to bury it somewhere in the mountains. Whoever disappears becomes a sacrifice to calm the anger of Oyashiro-sama. That was the rule of this game. Therefore, the bodies must never be discovered. That's why the bodies had to be dumped somewhere nobody could find them. It's very possible that the well was used for that. Then, Satoshi-kun is at the bottom of that well? I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the huge cave with all the cells. As I turned on the lights in the cave, Mion noticed me and gave me a worried look. I ignored her and headed to the cell in the back. I was still very impressed by how the well was hidden. It was almost artistic. I shone the flashlight at the bottom of the well. I had no way of knowing how deep the well was. The light of the flashlight wasn't strong enough to reach the bottom. I inhaled, then screamed into the well.
Satoshi-kun.
Satoshi-kun! Satoshi-kun's name echoed again and again. It was obviously a very deep well. I thought of climbing down using the wedges on the wall. But with the flashlight hanging from my neck, I couldn't light my footing properly. And even if there was enough lighting, I didn't even know if the wedges were sturdy enough. It would be like committing suicide. Satoshi-kun was at the bottom of this well. That's when I felt it. A warm hand rubbed my head for sure. Shion, you finally found me. Satoshi-kun, Satoshi-kun, Satoshi-kun! I've been looking for you for so long. I'm sorry I couldn't find you while you were still alive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I could do his voice now.
It's not your fault, Shion. There was nothing you could have done before I was killed. But you did everything you could after I was dead.
Satoshi-kun, I want to join you. I'm coming right now. I'm going to jump, so please catch me. Satoshi-kun smiled bitterly. I was saddened to see him reject me.
Shion, I'm happy you found me. But you're alive, Shion. It's so important to be alive. You can't waste it. Even if you aren't here.
Even if you aren't here. If you aren't here, I don't want to live.
Oh yeah, she's so cute. What a drama queen! Shut your bitch ass up! Shut your bitch ass up! This is dramatic.
I want to be with you, Satoshi-kun. I want to be close to you. I want you to rub my head again. I want to spend time with you. I'll be a good girl. I want to be with you. Oh no, he's telling me to live.
No, I want to die.
Live.
Do I have to?
Live and enjoy your life, okay?
What's so fun about living alone?
You'll find out. So long as you're alive.
生きる。
To live.
生きるよ。
I will
生きる。
live. I will live. The eerie well now felt warm. I wasn't allowed to go down to the bottom, but the edge of this well was the place where you and I could meet.
Mion.
Mion.
Satoshi-kun.
Satoshi-kun.
見つけた。
I found him.
井戸の底なんだね。
He's at the bottom of the well, isn't he?
そうだと思う。
I think so.
そこしか
I can't think of
ないもん。
anywhere else he'd be. Mion started to sob.
ミオンはサトシ君が殺されるところには居合わせなかったんだよね。
You weren't there when Satoshi-kun was killed, were you?
うん。
No.
もし居合わせたら
If you were there,
サトシ君を許してもらえるようばあさんに意見してくれたかな。
would you have begged Grandma to forgive him?
絶対にする。
Yes.
せめて命だけはって
I would have
絶
begged
対に
her
言うよ。
to keep him alive.
嘘だ。
Liar.
え
It wasn't real Satoshi-kun? Yes, it was. We will believe it.
You liar! On that day, a year ago, I had just recalled how cruel Mion was then, when she forced me to rip out my nails, acting in her role as the successor. Even if she was there when Satoshi-kun was killed, she wouldn't have stopped being the successor. Satoshi-kun was brought to the torture room. When he saw Mion, I'm sure he thought she would save him. Even as he heard the family had read out his death sentence, I'm sure he looked at Mion and believed that she would save him. He believed Mion was acting that way only because she was with her relatives. He believed that she would help him, but she didn't do anything. He was strapped to a restraining device, yet she wouldn't do anything. Mion was cruel. Mion? Isn't it about time to help me? I see. I get it. You're with the rest of the family members, so you can't show even a bit of compassion.
This is supposed to be. Hold on.
That sucks. Help him! Help him! Why didn't you help him?
サトシ君の助けを懇願する眼差しを見てどうして心を動かされなかったの
You saw him looking at you, begging to help him, didn't you? Why didn't you help him?
あんたはサトシ君が意地悪大場のせいで追い詰められていた時から何も救いを差し伸べなかった
Even when he was going through a rough time because of his awful aunt, you didn't help him!
あんたは同情する素振りを見せるだけで助けなかった見殺した
You pretended to sympathize, but you didn't help him! You ignored him!
あんたがサトシ君を助けなかったから追い詰められたんだ
He was concerned because you didn't help him!
私は救おうと
Oh, he's
頑張ったよ
blinded. My bad.
彼の心の支えに
I'm
な
not
ろう
wearing
と
my
頑張った
glasses.
You pretended to sympathize, but you didn't help him! You ignored him! He was cornered because you didn't help him! I tried to support him!
あんたらがサトシ君のおば殺しをかばわなく
Holy
ても
shit.
Even when you didn't protect him from killing his aunt, I did!
私は
That's
彼のア
true.
リバイのた
That's
めに
another
自らを投げ
fucking
打って
fact.
戦った
That's
その
another
結果が
fucking.
潰3枚なんて
She's
安いもんでしょ
right. You know what else? If they had the power to put hits out on people, why didn't they put a hit out on the aunt and on the uncle that were abusing the kids? Why didn't they do that? Huh? Why didn't they put a hit out on them? Makes no fucking sense. They did? No, because they came back, and so, I mean, they let them escape. I guess as long as they leave Hinibizawa during the Watanagashi, they're fine. Putting it out on Satoko? No. No, she'll get hers later. I assume.
Even when you didn't protect him from killing his aunt, I did! I sacrificed myself to fight for him! 3 nails were nothing!
でもね、それだけの努力じゃ、サトシ君を救うには全然足りなかった。
But it wasn't enough to rescue Satoshi-kun! I couldn't help him!
どうしてか
You know why!
だって、私はシオンだったんだもん。
Because I was Shion then.
シオンは
Shion.
南沢から遠
I
ざ
was
けられ
kept
て
away from Hinamizawa, and nobody told me anything. I couldn't know anything.
でもあんたは違う。
But you were
あんたは
different.
ミオンだった。
You were
あ
Mion.
んたは南沢のうちにいて、すべての中心で、すべてを教えられて、すべてを知ることができた。
You were right in the middle of everything, and you knew everything, and everyone told you everything.
私があんただったら、きっとサトシ君を救えた。
If I were you, I could have helped Satoshi Good.
私なら救ってあげられた。
I would have.
あんたがミオンになったからだ。
But you were Mion.
返してミオン。
Give it back, Mion.
もともとミオンはあんただけのもんじゃない。
That name isn't yours.
私のものでもあったはず。
It's mine too.
それにもともとミオンは私のじゃない。
It was mine to begin with, remember?
私があんたに貸してあげるようになっただけで、本当は私のだったじゃない。
I just let you be Mion, remember? It was mine.
返せ。
Give it back to me. Give me my name back.
お前がミオンの外見をしているだけでも物質が走る。
I can't even stand. I can't stand that I even look like you, Mion.
Wait a moment, 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 wait a moment. Did they switch too much that they just decided to switch entirely?
お前じゃなく私がミオンだったら、だったら
If I were Mion then. I kicked the bars. I kicked them again and again. Mion curled up fearfully in the back of the cell, as if she were trying to prevent the bars from crashing down onto her.
You know what? This would make a lot of sense. Because she acts like she has a demon inside her, and the real heir is supposed to have a demon inside them. Is this true, chat? Few new tips. Maybe they switched when they got the tattoo, yeah.
After that, I joined the youth group in search for Kimiyoshi. I went down to the town's council phone directory and called to see if he had visited, then had the group split according to the circular notice divisions and sent them to search around the town. Everyone seemed to be assuming they wouldn't find him. But since I knew they definitely never would, it was just bothersome to me. Even after midnight, they were all still enthusiastically looking for him. I bore the sleepiness while yawning. Then I heard somebody whisper.
Last year, we did the same thing when Satoshi Hojo went missing.
The youth group was looking for someone who would never be found, just like last year. I was yawning because I knew this. Last year, there must have also been some people who were yawning and grinning on the inside.
去年の捜索って何時に終わりましたっけ?
When did we stop searching last year? Do you remember?
北条のとこのサトシの時かい?
When Satoshi Hojo-kun was missing?
あれは何時だったっけ?
What time was it?
午前の0時過ぎくらいには解散したような気がするな。
I guess it was around midnight.
It was already 2 in the morning. Although they spent much time searching for Kimiyoshi, they didn't do the same when Satoshi-kun went missing. Interesting. After all, some people knew they wouldn't find him. They must have been sleepy. They must have said they should leave it to the police. Shit. I want to kill the people who said that. Continue.
あれれ What? みーちゃんもなんだか寝不足な感じだよ。みーちゃん You didn't get much sleep either, did you? だよ Did you?
Yeah.
寝たの3時くらいだからね。
I went to bed at like 3.
眠い。
I'm a little tired.
3時
3?
おいおい。
Hey
夜
now.
更かしにも限度ってもんがあるぞ。
You can't keep staying up late.
No, I stay up late when I want to.
大方、漫画の単行本が面白くなっちゃって、一巻から読破してしまったんだろ
You probably read the first volume of a manga, thought it was interesting, then read the entire series, didn't you?
う。うんうん。俺にも経験があるぞ。
I understand. I've done that before.
I've done that before too. あれひょっとして村長さんのこと？ What? Wait, is this about the mayor? まだ見つかってないの？ He still hasn't been found?
Nope. I went to the Furude shrine to join the youth group in search for the mayor. Since I knew there was no way he would be found, it was really boring for me. Well, just enduring sleepiness wasn't that bad. Not if you considered that what Kimiyoshi had to go through since last night. He had been hanging from the ceiling and couldn't even fall asleep or sit down, since he had to stay on tiptoes the whole time. The teacher explained to us that the mayor had gone missing and asked us if we knew anything. A couple of people said some things, but they were irrelevant. To me, this issue meant nothing, but it was all my classmates were talking about. I observed Keiichi Marabara. I had no idea if any type of danger was drawing closer to him. Maybe I'd call him again tonight, pretending to be Shion. I told him some outrageous stuff last night, so he panicked. But I was sure he'd calm down after a day. At that time, I heard a little girl's laughter. It was Rika Furude, the last survivor of the Furude family and their current head. However, she wasn't really treated as one. During the family councils, she'd often draw pictures or take a nap in the hag's bed. She wasn't even invited to last night's meeting. It was hard to believe such a little girl was responsible for part of the curse system. However, even though she wasn't in a respected position as the head of the Furude family, there were plenty of old people who worshipped her as the reincarnation of Orishio-sama. I'd heard from someone that Rika Furude was rather odd and seemed to behave as if she knew she was that reincarnation. Maybe Takano-san had told me that at the library when she was alive. When Rika Furude became worried about something, the elderly people who worshipped her would make arrangements. It was very similar to the Sonozaki family, and it was also the same system used for the curse. I wonder, does Rika Furude know anything about the deaths of Takano-san and Tomitake-san? What does she think of people sneaking into the ritual storehouse? Does she know who snuck in and what happened to those people? As the one managing the storehouse, it was possible that she noticed the intruders first. In fact, she was the only one who could have noticed it, because she must have passed on that information, which was why the curse was executed. That was foolish. That foolish Keiichi turned the light on when he went into the ritual storehouse. That light switch could have been connected to some kind of an alarm. Rika Furude, the leader of the Furude family. Maybe getting to know her would be a good idea.
Furude家当主として、今回の件はどこまで知ってるの?
As the leader of the Furude family, how much do you know about the incident? I asked her rather directly. It was hard to tell if she understood if I was asking her in place of the Sonozaki family head, instead of Mion Sonozaki.
富武たちのことですか? Are you talking about Tomitake and Takano?
Rika answered. The news hadn't been made public, yet she knew about it. Although she looked immature, perhaps she truly was the head of the Furude family.
お社様のたたりなのですよ。としか言えないのです。That's the curse of お社様。
そんなのは分かってるよ。
I already know that.
ならまだ終わってないよね。
But it's not over yet, is it?
あと2人残っている。
Almost had the hiccups. There still should be 2 more.
その2人はどうなるか。
Have you heard about what will happen to them? I tried to be vague to see how Rika Furude would react. I had been thinking that she had nothing to do with the underside of Hinamizawa, since she was always treated like a child. However, Rika had just said things about the incident which normal people shouldn't know anything about. That proved she belonged to the underside's network.
別にどうでもいいと思いますですよ。I don't think that matters anymore.
She answered the question about Tomitake-san and Takano-san fairly quickly, but took a little longer to answer this time. Did she have to think about it? Shit. The look on her face never changes. It's impossible to figure out what she's thinking.
どうでもいいってことはないでしょ。
What do you mean?
それじゃあけじめにならないのは分かってる?
What do you mean? How can they get away with what they've done?
僕はちゃんと反省したならそれでいいと思いますです。I think if they feel bad about what they've done, that should be fine.
Her response was unexpected, especially after seeing all the old people get so furious last night. To trespass in the ritual storehouse was blasphemy against Oyashiro-sama. The villagers had said those intruders deserved to die. Yet the leader of the Furude family, who protected the sacred storehouse for ritual implements, said that if they felt remorse for it, then that was fine. I recalled how people thought of Rika Furude's father during the dam conflict. Yes, her father was called an opportunist back then. He didn't agree with the Onigafuchi guardians, who had resisted violently during the conflict. Like father, like daughter. I aggressively grabbed Rika Furude by the collar. Huh?
何をひよったことを言ってんだか。
What the heck are you talking about?
フルデ家は先代もあんたもつくづく甘ったるいね。
You're pretty stupid. Just like your predecessor, aren't you?
あんたたちフルデ家が西宮殿がいかに神聖で不可侵な聖域か一番理解してなくちゃならないんだよ。
The Furude family must understand better than anybody how sacred the ritual storehouse is.
そのフルデ家の仮にも当主が何を甘ったるいことを言って
How
るわ
could
け
the head of the family say such a thing? I laughed at myself. I was told the same thing by someone else, and was now saying it to Rika.
西宮殿を犯した罪がどれほどの大罪か
Don't you
理解してない
know
わけじゃないんでしょ。
How serious a crime trespassing in the ritual storehouse is?
西宮殿はお社様の大切な場所なのです。It's a very important place for お社様。勝手に入ったりとかしちゃダメなとこなのです。So nobody can go in without permission.
分かってるじゃない。
See, you know that.
そこに汚れを持ち込んだんだよ、あの4人は。
But those 4 people brought their filth in there.
悪い猫さんなのです。What about kitty cats? にゃーにゃー。にゃー。
そうだね、悪い猫だ。
That's right. Bad cats.
2匹は捕まえてお仕置きした。
2 cats have been caught and punished.
あと2匹いる。
There are 2 more.
どうけじめをつけるべきだろうね。
How do you think they should be punished?
フルデ家当主のご意見を聞かせてよ。
Tell me your opinion as the head of the Furude family. Rika really didn't usually wear any expression whatsoever, making it impossible to tell what she was thinking. But while I grabbed her by the collar and stared at her, I could tell somehow. Rika was a little disturbed. I sensed she was trying to see what I was thinking in turn.
僕は2匹の猫さんは許してあげたいです。I want to forgive those 2 kitty cats.
それでけじめになると思ってんの？
Why should they get away with what they've done?
けじめって言葉が僕にはよくわからないです。What are you trying to say?
ああ、いい質問だね。じゃあお勉強しよ
う。That's a good question. So let me explain.
けじめってのはね、罪をあがなうってことなの。
Those 2 must offer compensation for what they've done.
罪は残せない。
They have to clear away their sins.
お社様のお怒りを放置することになるんだからね。
Otherwise, Oyashiro-sama won't stop being angry.
だから罪の大きさに比例したけじめで罪を清めなければならない。
Every crime must be punished appropriately.
わかるよね。
Do you understand?
お社様は別に祭具殿を見られても怒らないのですよ。Oyashiro-sama doesn't get angry even if someone enters the storehouse. What did she mean by this?
はあ？あんた何言ってんの？
Uh-huh? What are you saying?
あの中を見ちゃダメなのは、あの中に怖い道具がいっぱいあるからなのです。The reason nobody is allowed to see the ritual storehouse is because there are too many scary tools in there. 見るときっと怖がる人もいると思いますのです。I'm sure people will get scared if they saw them. だから誰にも見せないようにしてあるのですよ。見た人もきっと怖かったと思います。I'm sure those intruders were scared too. だから反省してると思いますのです。I'm sure, and I'm sure they felt bad about what they've done.
反省してるから許されるって。
They're forgiven once they feel bad about what they've done?
あんたが決めることじゃないでしょ。それはお社様が決めること。
That's not for you to decide. That's what Oyashiro-sama decides.
僕はお社様の巫女ですよ。I am the shrine maiden of Oyashiro-sama. Don't you know?
そんなことは知ってるよ。
Of course I do.
じゃあ何さ。あんたはお社様に怒ってませんよって直接声を聞いて確認したとでも言うわけ。
You aren't telling me that Oyashiro-sama told you he isn't angry, are you? Rika nodded yes without hesitation. I can't believe the lies she's coming up with. I'm not surprised. I'm shocked.
あんたらフルデ家がそんなざまだから。
That's why your parents died of the curse 2 years ago.
お社様に仕える資格がないとお怒りを受けてね。
Oyashiro-sama was angry because they didn't deserve to serve him.
それであんたの父親をたたり殺したんだよ。
That's why he cursed your father.
お社様はそんなことしないのです。お社様 would never do that. お父様はお社様のたたりで死んだんじゃないのです。My father didn't die because of the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
こんなのが最後の
Am
フ
I
ル
really
デ家の巫女
talking
だ
to
と
the
はね。
last shrine maiden of the Furude family?
お社様が心を安
Obviously,
らかにできないの
Oyashiro-sama
がよくわ
can't
か
be
る
at
よ。
peace.
お社様をお祭りするフルデ家の人間でありながら。
You were supposed to worship Oyashiro-sama.
嘆かわしい。
How pathetic.
ミーが何を怒っているのか僕にはよくわからないのですよ。I don't know why you're so angry, me.
I realized she was in a position to know as much as the other 2 family heads. As proof, she talked about this year's incident as though it was nothing. Yet, she could feign ignorance with a serious face. She sure is something. She's even better than me. I slapped her a few times and pushed her to the floor. Rika, having tumbled downward, looked up at me with tears in her eyes.
そもそもあんたが西宮殿の鍵が重いから簡単なものに付け替えたいって言い出したのが事の発端なんだよね。
This all happened because you wanted to change the storehouse's lock to something that was easier for you, right?
そうですよ。そうですよ。That's true. 硬くて僕では大変だったので、君吉に相談して簡単な鍵に付け替えてもらったのです。The old one was too heavy, so I talked to Kimiyoshi and he changed it to a cheaper one, a cheaper lighter one.
あんたがその程度の手間を惜しまず、頑丈な施錠をそのまま残していたなら、西宮殿への侵入を許さなかったかもしれない。
If you left the heavy lock on, maybe that would have prevented them from trespassing.
今回の一件は、
This is your
あん
fault
たにも
too.
責任、それを忘れない方がいい。
Don't forget that.
もちろん、あんたと一緒に鍵を付け替えた君吉家当主にも責任があるんだけどね。
Of course, the Kimiyoshi family who actually changed the lock is responsible for this too. That last part was something I added on a whim. I added it to connect to Rika's story to the disappearance of Kimiyoshi.
Ah, so she did that, okay.
I wanted to pressure her psychologically by doing so.
君吉家当主はけじめをつけてもらうことになった。
The head of the Kimiyoshi family had to pay for his crime.
だから消えた。
That's why he disappeared.
古出家当主にもけじめをつけてもらうことになるよ。
The head of the Furude family has to pay for her crime too, you know. Rika was still on the floor, tears pouring down her cheeks.
あと残ってるのは前原圭一だけ。
Keiji Marabata is the last one left.
こいつは古出家の方で頼むことにする。
I suppose the Furude family will take care of him.
僕は、何もわかんないのですよ。Don't know anything.
別にあんたはわかんなくてもいいでしょ。
You don't need to know anything, do you?
憂慮したり困った顔をするだけでいいんだから。
You just have to look worried. That's all it takes.
それはうちも同じ。
That's how it is at our house too.
とにかく頼んどくよ。
Anyway, good luck.
そんなの、I don't.
Rika hung her head. She seemed to want to say something, but she was afraid that I might be rough with her again. I doubted Rika Furude was actually at the top of the curse system, like the hag was. However, as one of the three family heads, she was a lot closer to the underside of Hinamizawa than I was. By now, that underside was well aware of Keiichi Marabata. I told the elderly leaders of the village yesterday in the meeting that Keiichi Marabata was the last one remaining. I just told the head of the Furude family the same thing, if threateningly. If my threat was effective, the curse of Oyashiro-sama should very soon fall upon Keiichi Marabata. At just the right time, I would grab my enemy right as he took my bait. If the assassin came from the Furude family, this girl would have committed the same sin as the hag. When that time came, I wouldn't hold back. I was going to make sure she suffered, and then kill her. I've heard of a torture technique where you pound dozens of nails into a victim's fingers. I've already found a restraining table and the tools for it. When the time comes, I'll pound nails into your fingers. That gruesome anticipation radiated from my eyes and scared Rika even further.
Shion likes to beat children and the elderly.
I wonder how Kimiyoshi is doing. Probably dead. I doubt he died from tiptoeing all night, but sometimes a human can go very easily. He already told me everything I wanted to hear, and he doesn't know anything else anyway. On top of that, he was responsible for spreading the infection that was the curse system of Oyashiro-sama. His sins are very heavy. I really liked Uncle Kimiyoshi. He had always been kind. The hag was so tough on her relatives. And that's why he was extra nice to me. When we talked yesterday, I was so happy to see him say that he would forgive Shion. He even said he would fight the hag to save her. That made me very happy. Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she's done, she won't be demoned away. Leave it to me. I felt such warmth inside me. I almost shivered. I was so happy, yet so very sad. For he continued to say that Satoshi-kun deserved to die. He said those nice things because he wanted to make Mion happy, since she was worried about Shion. Satoshi-kun deserved to die because he was a member of the cursed Hojo family, but Shion-chan of the Sonozaki family did not. That's what he meant. In other words, to the leaders of the village, including Kimiyoshi, members of the Hojo family are more contemptible than insects. They didn't care if they lived or died. Their sin was not only that they despised the Hojo family, the Hojo family but also that they let that hatred infect the rest of the village.
I'm sleepy, Chud. Good night. Oh my gosh, it's midnight! Let me finish this part, and then I got to go to bed. I could go to night. I could go sleep.
Therefore, everyone in the village deserved to be a victim of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Kimiyoshi and the others created an environment that excused murder in that name. If that were so, if Takano-san and Tomitake-san hadn't committed the serious crime of trespassing in the ritual storehouse, then Satoko Hojo, the last survivor of the Hojo family, and Teppei Hojo, who had been hiding in Okinomiya, might have been the victims. Satoko Hojo. She was always around Satoshi-kun. She expected Satoshi-kun to help her every time she cried. She was one of the people who cornered him. If Satoko wasn't that much of a burden, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have killed his aunt. Somebody told Satoshi-kun to commit that murder, and to hide the evidence of his connection to the mastermind. Satoshi-kun was demoned away. That's what Oishi thought. If Satoshi-kun hadn't killed his aunt, maybe he wouldn't have been chosen as the last year's victim. Because the commands were vague, after all. The curse of Oyashiro-sama fell upon the Hojo family as a whole. It didn't matter which member of the family died. His aunt had a terrible reputation in the neighborhood. She didn't communicate with her neighbors. She was always throwing fits, and there was nothing nice about her in any way. Even if Satoshi-kun didn't kill her, the curse would have fallen upon her sooner or later. Their aunt was the first victim. There needed to be another Hojo to calm the curse. According to a rumor, their uncle was living somewhere in Okinomiya with his lover. However, Okinomiya was a little different from Hinamizawa. The Sonozaki family was powerful there as well, of course, but it would have been more difficult in Okinomiya to demon someone away. So naturally, Satoshi-kun and Satoko, who were still in Hinamizawa, became their targets. Which one should be cursed? That was simple. Satoko, of course, because she was snobby and lacking in manners. Everyone in the neighborhood liked Satoshi-kun, even if he was the son of the Hojo couple who betrayed the village during the dam conflict. Compared to Satoko, he didn't deserve to die. Therefore, the actual victims of last year's curse should have been his aunt and Satoko. Satoshi-kun was suddenly all alone. His mean aunt and mean uncle were gone. His sister, who was a burden to him all his life, was gone too. Satoshi-kun was such a nice person. He would be sad, although he'd realize he was finally free. But time would heal him. I'd even help. He didn't have to live in his house in Hinamizawa. There would be plenty of empty rooms in an apartment block where I lived. I could find him a part-time job, too. He didn't need to go to school in Hinamizawa. He could go to school with me in Okinomiya instead. He wouldn't know his way around or really anything about the school there, so I'd be with Satoshi-kun all the time. I'd show him a shortcut to school. We'd go shopping. I'd teach him many different things. What an unbelievably happy ending. Satoshi-kun had been suffering so much, and I had been pushing away all my life. But we would finally be happy.
Huh? Oh, hello, Malik. How you doing?
Baka.
I'm just gonna finish this section and then go to bed because I have the sleepies right now.
I enjoyed these sweet delusions, but I didn't have any more time to waste. I was sure there were plenty of old people who had been trying to get a hold of Oryu all morning, and who were going to try to catch me if I got home from school. Actually, the phone had been ringing constantly while I enjoyed my happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. When I answered the phone, I casually listened and replied. As I planned, Keiichi Marabara is now known as the next curse victim within the underside of Hinamizawa. I also tried to let them know that the disappearance of the village chief had something to do with the fact that he changed the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. All the authorities in the underside came to realize the seriousness of trespassing in the storehouse. After all, one of the heads of the three families got punished. One of the phone calls was from Oishi. He had also heard about Kimiyoshi's disappearance, and he knew it had something to do with the changing of the lock. I'm impressed. He has some pretty good sources, but all he can do is catch whatever information he can get. There's no way for him to find out where it's coming from. I'd call Keiichi Marabara again later tonight. Some of the more aggressive villagers may have already started to take action around him. I'm sure that by now, Keiichi is feeling the danger that's coming toward him. I'd have to be careful that he doesn't get killed easily. If I can catch the enemy before they bit Keiichi, I can use him again as bait. Keiichi Marabara. I haven't known him for that long. He's funny, if not intelligent. He'll never replace Satoshi-kun. But I do think he's fun to be around. There's just one thing I don't like about him. He rubs my head far too often. His hand is as warm as Satoshi-kun's hand, which is why I can't stand it. But that's about it. Keiichi Marabara isn't Satoshi-kun's enemy. I don't hate him. He's fun to be around, but I wouldn't shed a tear for him if he became a victim of the curse. I won't prevent Keiichi Marabara from being killed, but I won't kill him myself either. I made arrangements for the curse to fall upon him, but I never told anyone to kill him. Well, I suppose I did tell Rika Furude to take care of Keiichi Marabara. Wait a minute. To avenge Satoshi-kun, I'm doing exactly the same thing as the hack did. I'm using the exact same system that killed Satoshi-kun. Keiichi Marabara. I'm just using him. I told people to let the curse fall upon Keiichi, but I've been giving him appropriate warnings. I'm going to help him if he tries to live. If I catch all of my enemies. Maybe I'll let him lose. He's different from Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun was tricked into killing his aunt, and was killed himself afterwards so there wouldn't be any evidence remaining. I won't kill Keiichi Marabara. That's how I'm different from the hag. Evening was turning to night. I had to get dinner ready. I had to eat so I'd have enough strength to take revenge. This place was far from town. It would even get isolated during winter because of the snow.
Oh, this is where they had the kid. They kidnapped him and put him here.
It's not unusual for a household like this to have 2 or 3 refrigerators. There were plenty of groceries left in them. I was glad I didn't have to go grocery shopping. I could hear the chorus of the higurashi. People often say that the sound of the higurashi brings back memories. But for me, it's the exact opposite. I've only ever heard the sound of the higurashi in Hinamizawa. Therefore, the sound of the higurashi, to me, is Hinamizawa. The sound reminded me that I wasn't supposed to be here, that I couldn't be here. That was when I heard the doorbell. Because there was a good distance between the house and the gate, there was both a doorbell and an intercom by the latter. I had a security camera too. Something as modern as a security camera monitor in this old-fashioned kitchen looked rather strange. I turned on the switch, but nothing appeared on the monitor. I tried to check the plug, but there were a bunch of cords going behind the refrigerator, so I couldn't even do that. The doorbell continued to ring while I tried to figure out if the monitor was broken or if I just didn't know how to turn it on. I only felt like answering the door depending on who it was. It'd normally be easier to pretend to be out, but that wouldn't help me. I was just waiting for my enemies to show up. I couldn't just hide myself in that case. The hag was supposed to be sick and in an extremely bad mood. I already sent word that she didn't want to see anyone. So, who could it be? I made up my mind and turned the intercom on.
Okay, we'll find out later.
Next time on Higurashi When They Cry. We'll find out who's at the door.
Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Okay, I'm gonna go now and sleep. Thank you for being here and hanging out and donating and doing all this stuff. Let me know who you think's at the door. And I am going to go sleep now. No, this is the biggest cliffhanger. I know. Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Isn't it fantastic? Oh, there's Hammy!
Hi, Hamley. Hi.
I go sleep now. Next week we're gonna be doing a lot of streams because I'll have time to do it. I'll just put it that way. I'll have time to do it. So good night, everybody. Good night. I'll send you somewhere nice. Maybe. So bye bye.
Baka. Baka, 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 baka.
Wait, before I do, I almost forgot to show. I have new merch. Go get it at adventuretradeco.com. That is all.